So as a Chinese missionary, everyone who goes to missions in the UK and a couple of the countries go to the Preston MTC. I went to Provo because I was learning Mandarin. So when I got to the mission, it was just on an off day. No other missionaries were getting there because usually all the missionaries come up together and they all get their trainers. So I landed on a Tuesday. Turns out they're expecting me on Wednesday. So I got to the airport, no one picked me up. I was there for a couple hours trying to figure out what was going on. Finally, I was able to get a hold of the mission home. I had a number. And they're like, "Oh, we thought you were coming tomorrow." It was pretty funny, actually. And so they told me to take a taxi to the mission home. And it was kind of fun. I gave Book of Mormon to the taxi driver. And then got there. And then for that day, I was with the Chinese missionaries in the capital of Edinburgh. And it was really good. Like that night we had a lesson with a member and her investigator friend, and I understood most of what was going on. I was able to teach a little bit. It was really exciting. And then the next day, my trainer came from Glasgow, and he picked me up, and it was really fun because at the time there were 5 Chinese missionaries, including me. So I was in a trio. I was trained with 2 missionaries, so my trainer and another companion. And the other companion was from Hong Kong, and he was still getting a grasp on both English and Mandarin because he spoke Cantonese, and so that could be a challenge sometimes. I remember the first day we got to the apartment, he's talking to me, I'm like, "Elder, I don't know what you're saying in English or Chinese," and he just looked so sad. I just felt so bad. But yeah, I mean, no one's English understood really at the start because their accent in Glasgow especially is just so thick. But I'd say after about a week, I was getting into it. I could understand what everyone was saying in English. But it was a really good first week. We got right into work, teaching people, and there was always things to do, which was good. I know a lot of times people ask me, "Are there really that many Chinese people in Scotland?" And yeah, there are. At least where they put the missionaries, obviously. They wouldn't put the Chinese missionaries where there are no Chinese people. So we'd go where the Chinese people were pretty much, and we'd stop them and talk to them. I remember I stopped one of my first days. I was so excited. This Chinese guy, I go talk to him. I start talking in Chinese, and then he says, "Your Chinese is very good in English." And he's like, he was from China, but it turns out he was a missionary for the Jehovah's Witnesses. And so then he started trying to teach us, and it was actually kind of amusing. He was a nice guy, but it was just a funny story from my first day in our area.